It is so cold today. It's like 5 degrees outside. Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. I haven't made like a crochet related video in years and I've only made one. I looked back at it and I cringed a lot. I'm thoroughly impressed though that I was still able to make that cardigan. I still have it, but it's like sitting in my crochet bin along with my attempt of making the Prada raffia tote bag. 2022-2023 me was a different breed. Before today's crochet project, I'm not making any new pattern or anything. This is a pattern that's already made. I'm actually following this creator's video. Pinterest has been serving me a lot of crochet projects that I really want to make, and the one project that I've just genuinely wanted to make for the longest time is this kind of like triangle shawl scarf situation. So I went to my local craft store, picked up a bunch of these balls of yarn, and we're just crocheting away. I did already start and I chained 156. I wanted to make sure that this project would be big enough to wrap over my shoulders and also like to tie around my waist, because I really love tying scarves around my waist for like a nice accent on my outfits. Right now I'm doing the first row of half double crochets, and something I actually learned is that if you want like a more seamless like first row, you kind of go into like this back bump of your chain. I don't know if you can see that, but like when you chain and you turn it, there's like this little bump in the middle. You basically go through that bump and then you just stitch normally whatever stitch you're doing, and it just makes your first row look so much better. Good morning, it's the next day and I did not really make any progress. So last night as I was reaching flow state with the other crochet hook, I realized that I just didn't like how the stitches were looking. They just looked really big. I decided to switch out to a smaller crochet hook. This is a 3.5 millimeter. The one I was using yesterday was a 3.75 millimeter, so that 0.25 really makes a difference in the size of your stitches. So I unraveled everything and decided to do it all over again, and it's just looking so much better. Because this is such a smaller hook, I know this is going to take me a lot longer than usual. I'm very determined to finish this before the end of this week. So for quite a while I fell in and out of love with crocheting. For a long time I haven't really been able to really crochet a project like to completion. Like I would pick up the crochet hook and the leftover yarn that I had and I would try to make something just so like my hands could do something. I always ended up unraveling it and then I just never really finished anything. But more recently I made a crochet raglan top, and I made it with all these cute little different buttons. It's actually a top I really like and will wear frequently. Like it's a style that I would actually wear, and I think that's one of the reasons why I fell out of love with the craft. I was just never really able to find anything that I would actually wear, and technically yes I could try to create my own pattern, but I'm just not on that level yet, even though technically I did make that crochet cardigan on my own. But just with the amount of time that I had, I just find that I can watch video tutorials and make things so much more better if I actually have a tutorial to follow. But after crocheting that top, which I am still so proud and happy that I made it, I fell in love with the craft all over again. And more recently I made my friend a crochet hammock that's by Anna Green. It's so cute because you just put like your produce on it, and thankfully Anna made a tutorial and I made it within the day, so it was really fun to make. I did miscalculate how large bananas can be, so even though my friend did put her bananas in it first, she ended up using it for her stuffed frog to go on a little vacation. I'm really happy that I found my spark bag, and Pinterest has honestly been feeding me a lot of really cool crochet pieces that I really want to make. So I just have a bunch of inspiration saved on my Pinterest board, this kind of triangle scarf shawl included. I feel like I'm gonna want to make so many of these. Ran into a little bit of a dilemma. So technically I finished making the scarf, but it's so much smaller. So I can wrap it around. But like the triangle shape is just so small, it doesn't like actually fit on me. Maybe I decreased too much too quickly, or it could be the correlation of the hook with the yarn. And I was kind of questioning as I was crocheting, I was like, wow, this is decreasing like really quickly. Like maybe I'll finish this project faster than I realized, and I got so excited, but it doesn't really fit. So I'm starting a new one and I already have this much so far. So I guess we'll just see how this one goes. Basically redid this entire thing like 3 to 4 times. So as I was crocheting, I realized that it just wasn't coming out the way I wanted it to, so I unraveled it, tried again with a different way of making a triangle scarf, realized that it wasn't turning out the way I wanted it to, unraveled it again, and I ended up going back to the first pattern, and I just chained a lot more so it could turn out like this, because this is a huge learning lesson for me to learn about, you know, the stiffness of acrylic yarn, and it just works very differently in terms of like how it stretches and things like that. So I had to take that into account and just try to make it longer so the triangle shape could be a little bit wider. But now the straps are actually long enough where I could actually tie it. And then that's the back. I feel like that's a good size. I didn't cut off the yarn yet because I still want to do the scalloped edges, and I feel like that detail will just help elongate this a little bit more. And then I did a little bit more research on acrylic yarn, and it doesn't actually do anything after it's blocked. It kind of just goes back to its original shape, but apparently ironing helps a little bit. So I guess we'll just see how that goes. Literally tomorrow is the day that I go out to spend the weekend with my friend, and I wouldn't have any other time to really finish this project. And I really wanted to finish it before our Galentine's weekend. It literally just turned 8 p.m. so I feel like timing right now is on my side. So let's start with the scalloped edges. Trial and error. The scarf is finally done. It's literally my arm span. When I finished doing the scallop edge and cut off the yarn, I was a little worried because it was just so stiff and puffy. If you steam it, it actually flattens out really nicely and it becomes so much softer. It just feels very cozy and it relaxes on the body so much better. Literally on my tippy toes right now. But I just want to show you, like, this is how it lays flat. It's so cute. I love how it pops against the black sweater. Scallop details really just add so much elegance to this. Like, if I didn't put it on, it would just look really boring. I feel like with my glasses and this scarf, I just feel like a really super chic grandma. I love it. So the only thing about this scarf is that the straps are just really long. So if I just wanted to like cinch it like this, like I can take my gold cuff and cinch it like that. Like, it looks really cute like this right now, but the straps are just so long, it looks kind of funny. Could adjust it, but then the back is just really funny. So it's not really as versatile as I want it to be. As much as I'm proud of myself for actually finishing this project, I definitely want to redo this. Maybe try to work with mohair for the first time, because a lot of the videos that I've seen of people making a triangle scarf, they use like a mohair yarn, and I guess it just stretches out and elongates really nicely because of thinner material. I feel like this entire time it was just a really big learning lesson on working with acrylic yarn. As embarrassing as this might be to admit, my entire crochet journey I kind of just dilly-dallied. Like, I didn't really look that much into like how different yarns work with different hooks. Like, I kind of just went into doing different projects without really thinking about like the types of yarn, how they stretch out, how they block after. But doing this triangle scarf project was a huge growth and learning factor for me, because now I know that acrylic yarn actually flattens and feels really soft after steaming. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for crafting and hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!